Hello, friends, and welcome to Uncle Marv's Unhealthy Podcast. This is the show where we try to look at all the things that are unhealthy in our life and try to replace all those choices with good, healthy ones. Yes, that's right, folks. Uncle Marv here, and I wanted to take a little time and explain my trailer, and this is the first full episode. And I figured I should spend a little time and tell you a little bit more about my situation and what I'm looking to do. One of the things that I had talked about doing was holding myself a little more accountable to what it is that I want to do. And the tagline for the show is pretty much live healthy and be happy. So I do want to get in better shape. I want to feel better about my body. I want to feel better about the work that I do, the life that I live in both, working and recreation. But one of the things that I really want to focus on is I had spent a lot of time watching YouTube videos in my office, and I got away from playing music all day long. I got away from the talk shows, and I started trying to look for things that would enhance my life, kind of like my own self-help journey. But I started actually listening to some of the shows, and some of them were talk shows, some of them were YouTube influencers, and they would have on guests and celebrities and so-called doctors, and some of the stuff that they were saying was just outrageous. And I started thinking to myself, how much of this is really true? And that's what I want to do, is spend some time going through some of those things that they talk about on YouTube. But more importantly, I want to find out what truly is healthy and unhealthy. Now, how this will relate back to me is one of the things that I wanted to do. I just wanted to lose 10 pounds. That was always my first goal. And I started about a year ago on this journey. And my wife used to work for LA Weight Loss. And she thought that she had the answer because she found out what worked for all the men in that program. And we did that. And for, the first 3 or 4 weeks, everything seemed to be going great. And then all of a sudden, it wasn't. And we couldn't figure out why. She was at a loss. I reached out to some other people. I tried some keto things. And like the first couple of days, it was okay. And then it was like, I couldn't do the keto. Now, I probably didn't do it right. I will be honest about that. But that didn't seem to be working for me. And we started looking at some of the plans that they were talking about online, the Go Low and all those other things. And I thought, those can't be right. And I don't want to spend that kind of money when the stuff that we should be able to do should be free. So that's what I wanted to focus on. What are the things that I can do where I don't have to spend $500 a month and buy these special foods and stuff? We lived a long time on this planet without having to buy special food. I know that things are different and there's so much processed chemicals and so much sugar and so much stuff in our foods. I know we can find them. So whether it's organic or farm fresh or whatever the term is, I'm going to figure it out. But one of the things that I do want to do is I'm going to look at what I think are the very basic concepts of, living life in a healthy and sustainable way. So these are the tips that at least I'm going to try to work on. And whatever programs or whatever tips that I can get from other people to go into this is what I'm going to do. But I've got 6 steps in helping me lose 10 pounds. And listen, I'm going to put a month goal into this because September 7th, I've got a conference that I want to go to, and I've got to be the MC, and I've got to stand up on stage. And I would like to have a little flatter belly when I get up on stage. So that's what I'm working on. So September 7th is what I'm shooting for, to have a flatter belly, hopefully lose 10 pounds. Probably not realistic, but at least I want to start working for it. So here are the 6 steps that I've come up with, and feel free to write me, message me, tell me that I'm wrong, or tell me where I can tweak. So number 1, create a calorie deficient or deficit. And no, I'm not going to edit this. Create a calorie deficit. So we all know that eating fewer calories is one of the best ways to lose weight. So figuring out what that means to me is the first thing that I'm going to do. I think the goal is to reduce my calories by 500 to 1,000 a day. And that could or should result in about 1 to 2 pounds per week. And that's going to be the first thing. Number 2, increase exercise. And this is the thing that I said I did not want to do when I stopped playing basketball and stopped playing, well, golf isn't really a sport, but I haven't played that in a while. I'd like to go back and play golf, but that is not going to count towards my weight loss program. And everybody always talks about aiming to, spend about 2 hours a week in moderate heart pumping cardiovascular exercise and, running, cycling, hiking, jumping rope, and even something as simple as walking. I used to do that with the wife. We probably need to work that back into the schedule. So that is going to be on the docket here. So number 1, create a calorie deficit. Number 2, increase exercise. 3, eat more protein, which I think I do already. I mean, I eat a lot of eggs. I eat a lot of chicken. Should find a way to get more fish in my diet. I'll figure that out. Number 4, drink water. And the bottom line with that is it's actually replace all the other crap that I'm drinking with water. So getting rid of the soda is probably the number one thing. Now, I have heard different reports, and I'm going to research this, but I think that I can keep my coffee if I do a healthy alternative. I think I can keep my tea, which I do herbal teas. I don't do just your, Lipton iced tea. I do a ginger turmeric something tea is what I usually do in the afternoon. So I think I'm going to keep that, but it's really going to be my goal to get rid of all the soda, all the sugary beverages, and replace them with water. Number 5, limit the processed foods. And that is all the things that are high in calories, high in sugar. I don't know what unhealthy fats are, so I know that every time we talk about the processed foods, they always talk about the unhealthy fats. But I'm going to figure that out. They always talk about, adding whole nutrient-dense foods like fruits, vegetables, lean proteins. I'll figure out what all that is. So that is number 5, is limit the processed foods. And number 6, track your progress. This was probably one of the things that I never really wanted to do, whether it was, getting on the scale every day or every week. I wanted it to be something where I can kind of eyeball it myself. I can tell if I'm feeling better or looking better, but I think that putting up with a way to track is probably going to be the best way to, figure out if I'm doing it right and hold myself accountable. So I got to figure out which method I'm going to use to track my progress and see if it's just a matter of writing stuff down. I really don't want to keep track of my foods and keep track of the calories, but that's it. Those are my 6 things. And that is my step 1 in living healthy and being happy. I'll be back with another episode soon to talk about another piece of the puzzle that I'm going to be looking for in this podcast. And then I think after the next episode, I will be starting to bring on guests. So thank you all for downloading and listening. Stay subscribed to find your motivation, get support, and learn to live happy and be healthy.